Hey friends, please subscribe. 1 second for you. Big deal for me. My name is Catherine Kate Morrison. I'm 29 years old and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of a $400 million tech company in San Francisco. But my parents don't know that. For the past 5 years, they've thought I was just an office worker doing computer stuff. They treated me like their personal maid every time I visited, cooking, cleaning, running errands while my brother relaxed. Then they invited me to a dinner party to impress their new neighbor, who happened to be the CEO of a major corporation. When he walked in, shook my hand and said, "Kate, good to see you, boss." The look on my parents' faces was priceless. What happened after that moment changed my family forever. Stay until the end to see the fallout, and if you've ever been underestimated by your own family, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments if you've experienced something similar. Growing up in Sacramento, California, I was always the invisible daughter. My younger brother, Tyler, was the golden child, the star athlete, the popular kid, the one my parents bragged about to their friends. He was going to be a professional football player, then a sports agent, then a business mogul. Every dream he had, they supported enthusiastically. Me? I was just Kate, the quiet girl who liked computers and math, the one who spent weekends coding instead of going to parties. When I told my parents I wanted to study computer science at Stanford, my father had laughed. Computer science? Kate, that's for nerds. Why don't you become a teacher or a nurse? Something more suitable. I went to Stanford anyway, paid my own way with scholarships and part-time jobs, graduated top of my class, got recruited by a promising startup in San Francisco. My parents came to my graduation. They spent the entire ceremony talking about Tyler's college, football prospects. After graduation, I threw myself into work. The startup grew rapidly. I moved from software engineer to team lead to director to VP of operations. At 27, when the company went through a major acquisition, I was promoted to COO. I was the youngest C-suite executive in the company's history. I oversaw 300 employees. My base salary was $320,000, not including stock options and bonuses that brought my total compensation to just over $500,000 annually. But I never told my parents. Why didn't I tell them? Because I knew exactly what would happen. They'd suddenly be interested in my life. They'd brag to their friends. They'd ask for money. They'd expect me to fund Tyler's lifestyle. So I kept it vague. I work in tech. It's boring computer stuff. I do okay. My parents assumed I was some mid-level office worker making maybe $60,000 a year. And because they thought I wasn't successful, they treated me like I wasn't. Every time I visited their house in Sacramento, which was about once every 2 months, I was put to work immediately. "Kate, can you clean out the garage?" "Kate, your father needs help organizing his office." "Kate, make dinner for everyone." "Kate, your brother's car needs an oil change. Can you take it?" Meanwhile, Tyler, who was 26 and worked as a sales associate at a sporting goods store, would lounge on the couch playing video games. "Tyler's tired from work," my mother would say when I pointed this out. "I'm tired from work too," I'd reply. "Yes, but Tyler has a real job. He's on his feet all day." A real job. As if running operations for a $400 million company wasn't real. 3 weeks ago, I got a call from my mother. "Kate, I need you to come home this Saturday. We're having a very important dinner party." "Mom, I have plans." "Cancel them. This is important. We have new neighbors, and your father wants to make a good impression." I sigh. Why do you need me there?" "Because we need help with the preparations. Cooking, setting up, serving. You know how these things are." "Can't Tyler help?" "Tyler will be there as a guest. He's bringing his new girlfriend. We want to show that we're a sophisticated family." "Sophisticated? Right. What do you need me to do?" "Come Friday night. We'll need you to deep clean the house, prepare the food, set the table, maybe serve during dinner. You want me to be the help at your dinner party?" "Don't be dramatic, Kate. You're family. Family helps each other." Against my better judgment, I agreed. Partly because I was curious about these neighbors they were so desperate to impress. Partly because I was tired of fighting. "Fine. I'll be there Friday evening." "Wonderful. Oh, and Kate, wear something nice but not too nice. You don't want to outshine the actual guests. I hung up, shaking my head. Little did they know I'd already met their very important neighbor. I arrived at my parents' house Friday evening at 6 p.m. My mother met me at the door with a list. "Oh good, you're here. I need you to start with the guest bathroom. It needs to be spotless. Then the kitchen needs deep cleaning. Then you'll need to prep the vegetables for tomorrow's dinner." "Hello to you too, Mom." "Hello, dear. Your brother is in the living room. He and Jessica just got here." I walked into the living room. Tyler was on the couch with his girlfriend watching TV. "Hey, Kate," he said without looking up. "Hey, you gonna help with preparations?" "Nah, Mom said I should relax. Big day tomorrow." "Big day for you? You're just sitting there eating." "I'm a guest, Kate. You're the help." I stared at him. "I'm what?" "You know what I mean. You're good at this stuff. Cleaning, cooking, organizing, it's kind of your thing." I bit back about 10 different responses and went upstairs to start cleaning. For the next 4 hours, I scrubbed bathrooms, cleaned the kitchen, prepped vegetables, polished silver, and arranged furniture. My mother supervised, making comments. "Kate, you missed a spot on the mirror." "Kate, these vegetables aren't cut uniformly." "Kate, can you iron the tablecloth again? I see a wrinkle." At 10 p.m., I finally stopped. "I'm going to bed," I announced. "Already? We still need to—" "Mom, I've been cleaning for 4 hours. I'm going to bed." Saturday morning started at 7 a.m. with my mother knocking on my door. "Kate, we need to start cooking. The guests arrive at 6 p.m. I spent the entire day in the kitchen, roasting chicken, making side dishes, baking bread, preparing appetizers, arranging charcuterie boards. My mother fluttered around, giving directions but not actually helping. Tyler and Jessica went shopping and came back with new outfits for the dinner party. My father was in his study, practicing conversation topics to impress the neighbors. At 4 p.m., my mother came into the kitchen. "Kate, you need to get cleaned up. You can't serve dinner looking like that." I looked down at my jeans and t-shirt, both splattered with food. "Where should I change?" "Use your old room." "And Kate, wear something plain, black if you have it. You want to look professional, but not like you're competing with the guests. Professional, but not competing. In other words, look like staff." I went upstairs and looked through my suitcase. I had brought a beautiful navy silk dress, something I'd worn to a company gala last month. It was elegant and expensive. I put it on anyway. When I came downstairs, my mother's eyes widened. "Kate, that's too much. Don't you have something simpler?" "This is what I brought." "You look like you're trying to—" The doorbell rang. "Oh, they're here!" My mother hurried to answer the door, shooting me a warning look. I stayed in the kitchen, arranging appetizer plates. I heard voices in the foyer. My father's booming welcome. My mother's practice laugh. "Robert, Christine, so wonderful to finally have you over. Please come in." "Thank you for the invitation," a man's voice replied. A familiar voice. My stomach dropped. No, it couldn't be. "This is our son, Tyler, and his girlfriend, Jessica," my father was saying. "Pleasure to meet you," the man said. I recognized that voice. I'd heard it in dozens of board meetings, conference calls, and company events. Robert Chen, CEO of Chen Industries, one of our biggest clients. I'd negotiated contracts with him, had dinner with him and his wife at industry events. We weren't friends exactly, but we had a solid professional relationship built on mutual respect. Come in. Can I get you a drink?" my father asked. "That would be lovely." I heard footsteps approaching the kitchen. Please don't let him see me like this, I thought. Please don't. My mother walked in, followed by Robert and Christine Chen. "This is our daughter, Kate," my mother said, her tone dismissive. "She's been helping with the preparations." Robert Chen's eyes met mine. I saw the recognition dawn on his face. His eyebrows shot up. "Kate," he said slowly. "Kate Morrison?" The moment of truth had arrived. "Mr. Chen," I said, keeping my voice professionally neutral. "Nice to see you again." "Again?" My father's voice was confused. Robert Chen broke into a wide smile. "Again? Kate, we just saw each other Thursday at the quarterly review meeting." He turned to my parents. "You didn't tell me your daughter was Catherine Morrison, COO of Technova Solutions." The kitchen went silent. My mother's mouth opened and closed like a fish. My father blinked rapidly. "I'm sorry, what?" "Your daughter," Robert said, gesturing to me. "She's one of the most impressive executives I've worked with. Technova is one of our largest accounts, and Kate has been instrumental in—" He paused, looking at me. A parent's shocked faces. "Wait, you don't know what she does?" "She works in tech," my mother said faintly. "Some computer job." "Some computer job?" Christine Chen, Robert's wife, stepped forward. "Kate is COO of a $400 million company. She was featured in Forbes' 30 Under 30 list 2 years ago." My father turned to me, his face pale. "Kate? Is this true?" "Yes." "You're a COO?" "Yes." "Of a $400 million company?" "Yes." Robert was looking between us, clearly uncomfortable. "I apologize. I assumed you knew. Kate and I have been working together for 3 years on the Chen Industries account." My mother sank into a kitchen chair. "But you never told us." "You never asked," I said quietly. The dinner was the most awkward experience of my life. We all moved to the dining room, where I'd set the table hours earlier. My mother was still in shock. My father kept staring at me like I was a stranger. Tyler, for once, was completely silent. Robert, bless him, tried to keep conversation flowing. "So, Kate, how's the new product launch going? I heard the beta testing results were exceptional." "Very well," I replied. "We're on track for Q1 release." "And the team you built in Austin? How's that coming along?" "We've hired 40 people so far. Should be at full capacity by next month." My father cleared his throat. "Kate, you built a team in Austin." "Yes, we're expanding our operations. I oversee 3 offices now: San Francisco, Austin, and Seattle." "3 offices," he repeated numbly. Christine, perhaps sensing the tension, changed the subject. "This chicken is delicious. Did you cater?" "No," my mother said automatically. "Kate made it." "Kate made this?" Christine looked impressed. "You cook too? Is there anything you don't do?" "Apparently, I don't do having my family understand what I actually do for a living," I said with a slight smile. Robert laughed, but it was tense. Tyler finally spoke. "So you're like, rich?" "Tyler," my father hissed. "No, it's a fair question," I said. "Yes, Tyler. I make a good living." "How good?" "That's inappropriate," my mother started. "My base salary is $320,000, I said calmly. "With bonuses and stock options, my total compensation last year was around $500,000. Tyler's girlfriend, Jessica, gasped. Tyler's face went red. My father put down his fork. $500,000. "Yes. And you never thought to mention this?" "I did mention it. Several times. You didn't listen." "What do you mean we didn't listen?" my mother demanded. "I told you when I got promoted to director. You said that's nice, and changed the subject to Tyler's new job at the store. I told you when I made VP. You asked me to help clean out the garage. I mentioned the Forbes list. You said, 'That's good, honey,' and then spent an hour talking about Tyler's girlfriend. That's not fair. It's completely fair. You've never taken my career seriously because you decided long ago that Tyler was the success story and I was just Kate, the helper, the one who does computer stuff." Robert and Christine were very carefully studying their plates. "We didn't know you wanted us to," my father started. "Want you to what? Be interested in my life? Celebrate my achievements? Treat me like a person instead of free labor every time I visit? That's not what I've spent every visit for the past 5 years cleaning your house, cooking your meals, and running your errands while Tyler sits on the couch. You know why? Because you told me I was good at that stuff. Like I was born to be your maid." My mother's eyes filled with tears. "Kate, we love you. Do you? Because from where I'm sitting, you love what I can do for you. You don't actually know me. You don't know what I do. You don't know who I am." "That's not true." "Really?" I sat down and my napkin. "What's my job title?" Silence. "Where are my offices located?" Silence. How many people do I manage? My father opened his mouth, then closed it. You can't answer any of those questions, but I bet you can tell our guests all about Tyler's job selling athletic shoes. Tyler's face burned red. Kate, I'm not insulting your job, Tyler. I'm pointing out that Mom and Dad know everything about your life and nothing about mine. Robert Chen stood up carefully. I think perhaps Christine and I should go. Give you all some privacy. No, please, I said, standing as well. You're not the ones who should leave. That would be me. Kate, my father started. Thank you for dinner, Robert said to my parents, his voice diplomatic but cool. Kate, I'll see you at the office Monday. See you then, Robert. Christine gave me a supportive smile as they left. After the door closed, my mother turned to me, tears streaming down her face. Kate, please, don't leave angry. I'm not angry, Mom. I'm just done. Done? Done pretending this is normal. Done being treated like I'm less than Tyler because you decided when we were kids who would be the success and who would be the support staff. We never said that. You didn't have to say it. You showed it every single day. My father found his voice. Kate, we're proud of you. We are. Are you proud of me? Or are you proud of my salary? Because you didn't care about my achievements until you found out there was money attached. He didn't have an answer. I grabbed my purse. I'm going back to San Francisco. Now it's 8 p.m. on a Saturday. I have a hotel room in Sacramento. I booked it before I came, just in case. I looked at Tyler. Just so you know, Tyler, you're going to have to start doing your own oil changes. I'm not your maid. I walked to the door. Kate, please, my mother called. Don't do this. You did this 29 years ago when you decided I wasn't worth paying attention to. I'm just finally accepting it. I left without looking back. Monday morning, I was back in my office at Technova. My assistant brought me coffee and my schedule for the day. Welcome back. How was your weekend? Educational, I replied. At 10 a.m., I had a meeting with Robert Chen to review the quarterly results. When I walked into the conference room, he was already there. Kate, he said carefully, about Saturday night, I apologize for the awkwardness. I should have told you we were related. No. He shook his head. I'm the one who should apologize. I had no idea I was walking into that situation. It's fine. Let's just focus on the Chen Industries account. Before we do, I just want to say, you're one of the best executives I've worked with. I've watched you build this company from the inside. Your parents have no idea what they've been missing. Thank you, Robert. That means a lot. We moved on to business, but his words stuck with me all day. The calls started that evening. First, my mother. I didn't answer. Then my father, voicemail. Then Tyler. I was surprised enough to answer that one. What, Tyler? Kate, you really embarrassed Mom and Dad. I embarrassed them? Yeah, in front of their neighbors. They're really upset. They spent 5 years treating me like their maid, but I'm the one who should be worried about embarrassment? You could have told us about your job. I did tell you, multiple times. You didn't listen. There was a long pause. I didn't know you made that much money. And that's what matters to you? The money? No, I didn't know you were important. Important, I repeated. Tyler, I was always important. I'm your sister. But you only see it now that there's a $sign attached. That's not fair. Life's not fair, Tyler. You taught me that every time you sat on the couch while I cleaned Mom and Dad's house. I hung up. A week later, I received an email from my father. Kate, your mother and I have been talking. We realize we've made some mistakes in how we've treated you. We took you for granted and we're sorry. We'd like to take you to dinner to talk about this properly. There's a new restaurant in San Francisco we've heard about. Perhaps this Saturday? Also, your mother mentioned that you're looking at real estate in the Bay Area. We'd be happy to help with a down payment if you need it. Consider it a belated birthday gift. Love, Dad. I read the email 3 times. They wanted to take me to dinner in San Francisco to a nice restaurant, and they wanted to give me money now when they knew I didn't need it. I wrote back, Dad, thank you for the apology. I appreciate it. I won't be able to make dinner this Saturday or any Saturday in the near future. I need some space to process the past 29 years. Regarding the down payment offer, I bought a house in Pacific Heights 2 years ago. I paid cash, but thank you for the offer. Kate, I hit send and closed my laptop. Looking back, that dinner party was the moment everything became crystal clear. For years, I'd tried to get my parents to see me, really see me, but they couldn't see past their own assumptions about who I was supposed to be. The quiet daughter, the helper, the one who wasn't Tyler. When Robert Chen called me boss, it wasn't just about revealing my job title. It was about forcing my parents to see what they'd refused to see for 29 years, that I was someone, that I'd accomplished things, that I mattered. But here's what I learned. People who don't see your value when you have nothing won't truly value you when you have everything. They'll just value what you can give them. My parents weren't proud of me. They were impressed by my salary. They didn't suddenly see me as a daughter worth celebrating. They saw me as a D, otter worth knowing because I had something they could benefit from. And that's not the kind of relationship I'm interested in anymore. Do I miss them? Sometimes. I miss the parents I wish I had, but I don't miss being treated like I'm invisible. 6 months have passed since that dinner. I've spoken to them twice. Both brief, cordial conversations. They invite me to holidays. I decline. They offer to visit San Francisco. I'm always busy. Tyler sent me a text last month. "I'm sorry for taking you for granted." I replied, "Thank you." That's where we are now. Cordial, distant, honest. My chosen family, my colleagues, my friends, my team at Technova, they see me. They celebrate me. They value me for who I am, not what I can provide. And that's enough. So let me ask you, if your family only valued you after they found out you were successful, would you let them back in? Or would you keep the boundaries you'd built? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. Because being seen for who you truly are is never something you should have to earn, even from family.